Hi, Cyclops FPV here, and today I'm going to do a retry of a video I'd uploaded the other day, but it came out as a still picture of my EACHINE E013 PLUS. I built basically a new one out of this, so I'll show you why. Anyone remember that? Well, they weren't very good. I mean, the main part of it was the frame and the canopy, which broke, and unfortunately you can't buy spares of these. EACHINE, which usually are very good at doing spares, decided that they weren't, although they said they were going to make spares of these, they never did. That you can't buy the canopy or the frames. The only thing that you can get is the motors and a couple of little like the battery and stuff like that, the charger and the props, but you can't buy the frame. So that's basically useless. But so what I did was I got a EACHINE again, a QX95S. It's a QX95S, and what I did was I took all the internals out and I built this. This was really easy. You get the frame, which is carbon fibre. You get the camera mount, and it was the easiest build I've ever had. The camera just goes straight in it. You don't have to do no modifications, just slips right in and it looks per normal. You could tilt it. There's a yellow wire there that restricts its movements, but to be honest, you don't need it. Even level you can still fly around, even on quite a tilt like that, and you can still see perfectly. The VTX board, you can't move any more forward than that. I've just got double-sided sticky pad holding it on, because there's a standoff for the frame underneath it that gets in the way. But you know, I mean, if you crash, it's going to bend the camera back anyway, and it's not really going to bend the camera forward. The motors, I've disconnected this because I'm going to put these motors in another build, and because I'm building a 75mm, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to be putting 8520 motors on here instead, and I'm going to try them with gem fan blades. I did try ball nose props in these, and it did give it a bit more thrust. There's the ball nose props, but the problem is you got to cut the ends off and ball nose them, otherwise the two back propellers will hit the front. So because it's a dead cat frame, see, it's not an X frame, and I think part of the problem with the handling on the yaw axis might have something to do with it. I'm not sure. I think personally the props are too small, but we'll have to experiment on that, because this is going to be an ongoing project. The battery strap, I used a bit of elastic band, and all I did was I crisscrossed it across the four legs, and where these little hooks are, I just held it there to stop it from falling off, and then put a sticky pad, one of them silicone sticky pads on there, and that's it really. I mean, if you can, try and get motors with slightly longer wires, because the back one, especially this one here on the left hand side, for some reason it just about reaches that socket. The rest are okay. I mounted the motors high and I mounted the motors low. This is how it would have came, even if it was a standard QX95S. But you want the 95S version, because underneath here is a hole, and that's where the bleeper would have gone. And the reason why you want to get that is because the two front sockets for the front two motors have to go through that beeper hole. It's the only way it will fit. And then I've got some double-sided sticky pads and held the flight controller down. It's fairly flat. I don't hover anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah, that's it really. The flight footage will be at the end of this video, so you can watch that. Other than that, it's all right. It's just that the yaw on it, it's very sort of tippy when you spin, and that it kind of wants to sort of go over. Acros is virtually useless. It just doesn't seem to have the oomph. But then again, it didn't when it was normal anyway. And it's not. It's, you know, it's only a sort of a toy acro, isn't it? It's not proper rates on it. It's just like their own rates. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe if I got better props and all that, it might do acro a bit more, especially with the more powerful motors. But yeah, that's about it really. It's a little bit heavier than the other one, and it will that might affect it as well, the weight. But I found that it went quite high quite quick. It was just mainly the yaw that seemed to, you know, if you fly it around and just cruise around gently, it was all right. But any hard manoeuvring, and it just can't hack it. It just wants to tilt. Also, the other thing could be the controller as well. I mean, these things here aren't the best controllers in the world. I mean, you know, it's just a toy controller. So yeah, a part of it could be the gimbals. You know, I mean, it is what it is, isn't it? Unfortunately, you can't bind this to any other controller. I'm sure that would have really helped, but nah, you can't. You're sort of stuck with that one, I'm afraid. Anyway, that's it for now. Till the next video. There'll be some flight footage coming up next, so have a little look-see, and I'll catch you on the next one. I'll be doing some racing whoops in the next few videos, so that should be quite entertaining. Alright, well anyway, thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Bye. Okay, so here's the flight footage. I'm underneath this canopy of trees here because I wasn't really supposed to be in this field, and there were some people right up the other end playing football. I didn't want them to hear the quad or see it, so I kept it very close. This is only a flight just to see how it handles and what it was like. So as you can tell, like, I'm not getting bad video from this, considering where I am, right in front of the camera underneath that tree. You'll see me in a minute. I've always had good video reception with this setup, even on the standard model. I prefer an X-frame to this, but I couldn't find any, so I had to make do with this dead cat configuration on the EACHINE QX95S. It was the only one available with brushed motors that I could use, so you know, yeah, see what I mean about the yaw. It's very finicky. I think the controller's got a lot to do with it, and those small props don't seem like it's doing too bad. I mean, the thrust is terrible, but it does get up there. But it's just hard manoeuvring is not very good. I'll definitely put it down to the weight and the props. I don't know. It's going to be an ongoing project anyway. I'm going to try different motors and different props and see where I go from now. But I need these motors for another build. I've already tried this now with those standard motors, and you know, this is the result. So it can only get better, really. Yeah, so I'm getting quite the height out of it, as you can see. It's just the yaw on it. It's awful. It's all or nothing. I don't know what happened there. Probably a bit of prop wash. But yeah, I'm coming in now, and I'm going to try to see if I can fly this nice and smooth on a slower rate. I had it on the fast rate in angle mode, and now this is the slow rate in angle mode. I'm just sort of seeing if I can smooth it out a little bit more, but it takes quite a bit of getting used to with the throttle and the yaw together to try and keep it as smooth as possible. I'm trying to go through the canopy of trees there and try and manoeuvre in and out. But look, there I am, look, right over there, and I'm getting a really good video signal. I'm using those Viper antennas from Menace RC. Really good, they really penetrate well on this model anyway. Oh, and on my Tiny Hawk as well. I'll get quite good results out of it. And that's it, the end of the flight footage. Well, anyway, thanks for watching. This is an ongoing project. Subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.